Today we're going to talk about solving multi-step inequalities. So the last couple days we've been talking about adding and subtracting inequalities and multiplying and dividing inequalities. Basically in today's lesson we're just going to take those two ideas and put them together. So for example, we have been working with problems that look like this, where it's x plus 4 is less than or equal to 3, which if we were to subtract 4 from both sides, we would know it would then be x is less than or equal to negative 1, because 3 minus 4 is negative 1. All right. Now, today what we're going to be talking about is putting having two steps. So just like an equation, okay, you're just going to solve it the same. So first I'm going to add 4 to both sides to get the 3x alone. And then I'm going to be left with 3x on one side is greater than 14 plus 4 is 18. All right, and then I'm going to divide by 3. Because 3 is positive, I do not have to worry about changing my sign. So I'm going to have x is greater than 18 divided by 3 is 6. All right, so in this case, if I were then to take this equation and uh, graph it, I would use an open circle on 6. And then I would use my arrow that is talking about all the numbers that are greater than 6. So our arrow is going to the right. All right. Okay, so if we look at some different examples, so we have 4x plus 2 is greater than 10. Okay, this is very similar to the other problem we just did. So we subtract 2, left with 4x is greater than 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay, and then if I look, I know that if I divide by 4 to both sides, x is going to be greater than 2. All right, now in this particular problem, it's a little bit different. So we're just going to go through and make sure that this makes sense to you. So we have, we're going to subtract 3 first to both sides because we want to get that negative x over 2 by itself. All right, and that's going to be greater than 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay, now this negative sign, we can have it go with that 2. So we can actually multiply both sides by negative 2. And by doing that, we actually need to then change the sign. So my equation is going to become x is less than, I switched the sign, 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. All right, so my answer is going to be x is less than negative 10. All right, so you just need to remember to solve it normally and then to solve the equation normally and remember when you need to change the signs. So this is basically all I have for you. There are 2 additional problems down here if you'd like to try and do them in your um, notebook for practice. That would be great with your notes. Otherwise, just come to class prepared to work on these together.